another edition of a Fut-Afrique channel show, and I am joined by Mpho on my right-hand side. And left-hand side, you might not know the man, but you will know him very, very soon. This is Adelani. I can't go to the surname because I might just insult the young man. So he will introduce the surname by himself. Adelani is here for a very special reason. We're about to go to African Cup of Nations, the event that all of us were looking forward to. And the Adelani will be giving us an African perspective, and especially of the Super Chicken. Oh, did I say chicken? No, chicken. The Super Eagles of Nigeria. And then Mpho will be giving us the aspect of the business of football. Many of you don't know that football is all about business. So you can mix it by talking about the business of football and the football business. And we just happen to have the most achieved president of CAF. His name is Dr. Patrice Motsepe. So let me define what I said by the most achieved. Nothing else. Financial, business, and branding. Am I correct to say that?
I think it's been a while. Happy New Year. I'm not sure if we can still say compliments because there's more complaints than anything else. But you've got to be able to say, let's look at from a football perspective. Prize money for the Afcon has increased.
$7 million.
That alone tells you that you can't give what you don't have. That's number one.
When we used to play football, my friend, you and I, the 7 million did not come in football. Yeah?
No, I did the wrong time. I must speak to my parents. So
you are born too early.
You then look at those things, you then be able to say, you are able to have that amount as cash that's been to whoever wins the runner-up and all that. But also for the first time in CAF, you've got sponsors that are lining up to be able to say,
right,
we come into CAF. You've got the likes of Puma that are coming in. You've got the Total that's now saying, I really want to stay in this thing.
Visa.
You've got people that walked away, but now they're coming back. So when you then look at those things, one of the biggest cash cow in sports is what? Broadcasting rights.
Yeah.
And 180 countries will be watching the Afcon 2024. That should tell you there is interest in this, and people normally follow leadership. Leadership sets the tone of where you are. For the first time in a long time, have you ever heard of a team that's going to the Afcon and there's no bonus issues? This used to be teams haul the plane on the runway because...
I will need to come back to you to explain slowly everything just you said now, from the broadcasting side, from the sponsorship side, from the payments of the teams. There's just so much to talk about, and all that is happening under the leadership of Dr. Patrice Motsepe. Listen, the politics is very simple. If the economy is going well, the president is in power, takes all the credit. All the credit.
Yes.
If it's going bad, it is you. There are even people who will attack the current president of countries because of COVID, even though they had nothing to do with it. But COVID happened when they were presidents, so that's why we're talking about Dr. Patrice Motsepe from what he has done under his belt. And in the football side, just a little bit here, is this one Afcon you are feeling confident about Nigeria? So let me explain why I'm talking about Nigeria. There are a lot of teams, there are 24 teams, but why Nigeria only? Not because it's from Nigeria, but the only Afcon we had that Nigeria was not a big talking point, it is the next Afcon that is about to happen.
Yes.
But every Afcon is Nigeria. Qualify or not qualify, being there, not being there, you talk about Nigeria.
Yes.
Are you feeling confident in this Afcon that Nigeria might just show up?
Yes, I mean, Chris, after that intro that you called them super chickens.
It was a mistake. It was my mistake.
I just had to check you on that one. Okay. But I can understand why, you might make that mistake because Nigerians at the moment, they're a bit worried about the pedigree of the coach. When we look at what the coach has done historically, it's not enough for us just being the assistant of Carlos Queiroz in 2003 with Real Madrid, but he hasn't really achieved much when he was coaching Venezuela. I think that team conceded so many goals. I think they let in 15 goals at a tournament.
But if we have to go back to the pedigree of the coach, when the late General Keshi won the Afcon with Nigeria in South Africa, by the way, what was his pedigree besides qualifying Togo to the World Cup?
Yes, but Keshi had that charisma, you know?
Keshi, man.
He had that
big
charisma.
boss.
Yes, he was the big boss. And with this coach, he has Finidi George as his assistant.
Yeah.
Finidi George is a legend,
Yeah.
but, you know, is kind of like Adelani.
cool.
He's very calm.
But let me ask this way.
Who's going
Because
to scream at the boys at halftime?
Here's
if
the
they're
thing
losing?
that worries me about Nigeria.
Yeah.
The coach was not the known guy in the past.
No.
You had the Rashidis that were
Yeah.
coming in, Yakini, you had the JJ or coaches that were
Yes.
there. You had
He had
the
stars.
players
The
on
players
the
were
field
stars.
were the star. Who the coach was irrelevant.
But let me tell
Actually,
you.
I don't remember who won the Afcon
Let-
with JJ Okocha.
Let
I don't.
Let me tell you, going back to our earlier discussion, Nigerians like money, so that 7 million is
They
going
want
to
it.
push them. They
But-
want it.
But tell me something. Every single Nigerian player in the national team is a millionaire in dollars. That is the reality.
That 7 million is still enough incentive to perform. Patrice Motsepe did well there.
But let me ask this. Is there enough pedigree of players?
That's the question.
Because if you walked in
Yeah.
and you're in a tunnel and you're standing next to JJ,
Yes.
that alone says, there's problems coming.
Mhm.
You're standing next to
But you
Kanu, you going,
now you'll be sitting next
hey,
to OC.
there's a bro. But is the chemistry that Victor is coming with?
Yes.
Is there other people that
Look,
can feed off that?
Victor scored 7 goals in his last 13 matches in Serie A, which isn't so bad because the Italian league, we all know those defenders are stingy. And Victor is currently the best player in Africa right now. So the fear factor is there. But my concern is just
Before you go to the concern, with the question that is asking, give us 3 names of Nigerian players that we have to look for, to watch, because the Afcon is starting on Saturday.
yes.
Who are the 3 players that you believe we have to sit down and look at besides Victor?
Okay, there's Iheanacho. For me, he's a very, very good player. There's Chukwueze, very pacey winger on the right. And there's a player I believe that is the next big thing. I'm hearing like he's injured, but he might still make it.
I'm worried you're becoming
Boniface.
a prophet now.
Who was that?
Victor Boniface.
Oh, Boniface.
yes.
I'm actually shocked from your side. One of the players that you used to love so much, and I don't know because you support Arsenal, it was Ayobi. You did not say Ayobi. Why?
It won't be for me. You know, his performances are not consistent enough for me to put him on that list. I think, you know, he still needs a coach to get that extra thing in him that he has. I think
But
the pressure.
if he did not develop in Arsenal and the film,
Listen.
I don't know what else to wait. But
the
But
pressure.
it's okay, we understand.
because-
He doesn't understand the pedigree of winning trophies, right? Like, because Arsenal don't win anything.
no, he won't. He has won 2 FA Cup. But
I was going to mention one thing quickly. His uncle, JJ Okocha, is a national treasure. I think Nigerians expect him to be on that level, but he's not his uncle.
But that's it. We said
Even when-
we said with the Ayub brothers, trying to get them the same level as Abedi Pele is difficult. But talking of national team, what to expect? Turning to you, our Bafana Bafana, I think they are boarding plane for them to arrive in Cote d'Ivoire. Forget the story of 7 million. What should make us South African exciting about Bafana Bafana being in Afcon?
Look, I think one of the things, and it's going to be the stats more than anything else. Going into this Afcon, Bafana Bafana has only lost 1 game. So they take with them a form that has been there.
In a group of 3.
I was about to say that.
No. You still got to play the game.
I'm not saying that our
But what you've
qualification
gotta-
was easy. I'm
yeah.
just saying.
But you've also got to remember that Hugo Bruce, as a coach, while Nigerian cry about pedigree,
He is
Hugo
what?
Bruce has won it.
Good.
And what you then have is that you're now starting to have a group of players from Orlando Pirates, from Mamelodi Sundowns, that have played in the Champions League and understand what it's like to play on continental
Should we
matters.
be excited
and
about
the
this
pressure of
Afcon
that.
as South African? When being excited, should we be excited of the 7 million? Because that's what it is all about. 7 million.
Nah, as a football fan, and I always have a problem when money is the thing that's mentioned. Because I would like you to
Okay, in
play
this
for
case,
the
money
prestige
is
of we are the champions.
No.
You look at Egypt, they've won this thing 6 times.
Yeah.
You look at Ghana, they've won this thing 4 times.
But they still want to be there.
They still want the prestige
looking for
of
the
being
next one.
continental champions.
Is
Is
right.
there. You want to tell me Sadio Mane does not want to add a second one for Senegal?
But when you add the second one, it comes with a 7 million. And
Yes.
there is something I want to
You
say.
guys had money.
There is something I want to say about Hugo Brosh. When he won the African Cup of Nations, people keep on forgetting he did not have
The start of
African-based players in his team. This is the first time the man is coaching majority of Africa-based players. So we don't know what's going to happen. Very, very quickly, 3 names from South Africa we have to look forward to.
One, you have to look out for Temba Zwane. If Zwane has a
The
good
best
game,
South African player at the
it
moment.
means that he's dancing.
Yeah.
2, you've got to look at Tebogo Mokoena, because if Tebogo is able to enforce himself in the midfield, then it means that we are able to then move forward.
Okay.
The other one that I'm looking forward to, because I believe he's one of the consistent performers, you've got to look at Ronan Williams as the
I
captain.
would have been very worried if he did not talk about goalkeeper. So we have 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes before we close. Very, very quickly, the first opening game. Do you go for the host nation winning it to kick off the Afcon correctly, or you see they're gonna stumble?
Oh, they're going to win it for sure. There will be a stadium riot if they don't.
Do you believe the host nation will win their opening game?
I believe they need to. They have no second
But
option.
what do you feel?
I think they're going to win it.
You stay with a Fut-Afrique channel, because guess what? We want you to send us your videos. Any video you have, even if you have Adelani's young picture when he was a young man, or you have Mpho's picture when he's putting his finger in the nose, we want you to send us your pictures. That is 1. 2, if you're from Cote d'Ivoire or you have been to Cote d'Ivoire and you know what people should expect in Cote d'Ivoire, send us those messages. Guess what's happening from Saturday? We'll be having a watch along. I will have these guys in the studio, many other guys, football players. We'll be watching football, analyzing and talking. So don't miss this African Cup of Nations. It is great. Later on, we'll talk a little bit about the business of football, what Patrice Motsepe is doing that other president couldn't do.
I saw a cherry and it was red.
Cherry, cherry, cherry. Oh.
Welcome back. We went to drink some waters and the other beverages that we don't have to talk about here. But we are back. We are feeling strong about it. Adelani is just shocked. Adelani, tell people where you shocked.
Just the number of countries that will be watching the Afcon this time around. It's incredible. I mean, Alex Iwobi can lose the ball to him. The whole world is watching now, you know? So everybody has to perform. Look at this. Sky, BBC Radio, Ban TV in Brazil, Spain, La Liga Plus, Netherlands, Zigo, Germany, Switzerland, Italy.
You know what is amazing about African Cup of Nations? Before all these deals, African Cup of Nations was one tournament that was broadcasting in more languages than any other tournament or any other event in the world. For the simple reason that Africa had so many languages.
And you've always got to remember, because the radio part becomes important.
Yes.
Just by, let's mention 2 countries. How many languages are in Nigeria?
And every radio
Why-
station
Yes.
broadcasts in their own language. The same thing in DRC, the same thing in South Africa. The
So,
same.
and you're just taking 5 countries, you probably have more languages than you can
Exactly.
name. So when you then start to look at that, you then be able to say, but now CAF is saying they've negotiated good packaging rights for broadcast. You are now able to see it in England. You are able to see it on Sky. You are able to see it on Bain. You are able to see it in the Americas.
You know how I look at it? I am a footballer, or I am the agent. How I'm looking at this African Cup of Nations is Santos just got relegated from Brazil, which means their local players are not doing a good job. Either they want more money or they're not. I am saying I can see players from Benin directly. I can go to Benin, I can go to Gambia, I can go to Guinea-Bissau, scout players from there directly, and they come and play in Brazil, come and play in Portugal, come play anywhere else. It's not always about going to the countries that you know.
And that's important.
Yeah.
Remember that famous, infamous partnership that CAF with a certain Lagadia?
Yes, but that is only one directly to France.
Why do you think the French won the World Cup? How many European players were there? It was a team made of African players because they knew where to pick the players from.
We'll have another show, another day to ask a question. I don't know if it is just me. I am feeling so super excited about this African Cup of Nations. When you look at the business side, because you have been business, this man has been business for a very long time, and sport business. You can't believe it. He was a president of a cricket association. He never played even one day cricket in his life, but he was running a cricket team. I understand. They were relegated, right? Where is the cricket province? It was which province? I think what
Easterns.
Yeah.
Easterns in Ekurhuleni in Gauteng.
How do you run a cricket?
We are here for football. We are here
and
for
you never,
football.
you
We are
never.
here for
Anyway, so we have CAF. We have Total saying, "Hey, we're staying football." We have one ex-bet saying we're going nowhere.
Yeah.
You have a lot of betting companies in the world want that space.
Yeah.
You have Puma said, "Forgive us, we are back.
Yes.
We are part of Africa." And then, when you look at all those together, you have Visa said, "We want to help you for all your credit. Don't worry about money. Money is not an issue anymore. Come to Visa." When you look at all those partnerships, for me, what baffles me is, in the eve of Afcon, the local organizing committee still signing contract with new sponsors are coming in. What do you think?
Not just
Mate.
sponsors, also broadcasters are
No,
already
the
signing
broadcast-
now.
no. What do you make of that? Is it a question of credibility in leadership or credibility in the vision of the leader?
It's both. The leader's got to have a vision. But we're going to watch what you do to be able to achieve that. Because we see your vision. What is it that you're doing to be able to make sure that that vision is you reached? Because you are now going, I want to run a clean CAF.
Organization.
The president said, whatever is my salary, I don't want it. I make enough money elsewhere. I'm a businessman. I can be able to do that. You go, okay. Can you be able to perform? Can you be able to organize and get all your CAF members to be able to be in unison? We used to have issues from left, right. You'd have players not wanting to come and all those things. All those are gone. The biggest way is that when you then say, putting your vision into action, people believe in you. You've got a proven track record as a businessman.
You're not talking about it. African Football League become a history.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
It's amazing what Africa has achieved this year, yes?
Yes. No, I was agreeing with his points that he has a proven track record, you know, and now
He's been trusted.
he's being trusted, you know, and African football even is starting to be trusted with what Morocco did in Qatar.
Yeah.
More people are interested in seeing what's happening on the continent. It's not. It's no longer that league that the grass is so tall we can't find the ball. You know, the investments going into even North African football, it's become exciting. You know, so
I mean, when you look at it, and I remember we used to go. Afcon is happening, but we're not sure where is the stadium going to be ready. You had the president that's going, because what it means, and you would remember, most of the countries in CAF still need development. And by hosting this, you are now giving them an opportunity to be able to get their infrastructure right in terms of stadia, to get their roads right, to be able to get the morale in the country up. People can run election based on CAF, on your team doing well.
Wait, talking of the election. Should Patrice Motsepe run for the second term?
for me, yes.
If he doesn't run this,
For you, what the
For
answer?
me, yes.
the answer is absolutely. In fact, I think CAF should say we're giving you before you. There shouldn't be a debate about that.
Does he has a not the ambition, the appetite of traveling as much as he did in the past term, in this term?
But I think his term would then be different in the second term. You're not going to be fighting the issues that you fought in your first term.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're starting to look at CAF when you're sitting at FIFA. Because remember, the president of CAF is a VP at FIFA. What influence does he give at FIFA about Africa? Because when he sits there, you are now saying, Africa used to be whatever you want to give us, we will take. But now you are coming and saying, I'm Africa. I've got so many votes. If you want the World Cup, how is that?
I mean, just based on the fact that the Nations Cup is reaching so many countries. In this man's tenure, he should be given another chance.
And that's a big thing, because by doing that, you've said business has believed in you.
True.
But now, even if you look at social media, you look at teams that are arriving. I mean, I was saying drips are you look at the Ghanaians arriving, you look at the Nigerians arriving, there is so much that says this is a world-class event, this is a well-organized event. All now we've got to do is deliver on the pitch.
I heard your view about Patrice Motsepe running for a second term. The question is to you, watching us. Do you think, based on what you know, Patrice Motsepe should stand in for the second term? I personally believe he will be unopposed.
How do you? Let me give
Nobody. I believe he will be unopposed. Still, one question is, who is going to win the Afcon 2020? So, last time I checked, you're not a juju man, you're not a sangoma. That I know for fact.
Yes,
I don't have a crystal ball. That I know for fact. It is just based on your sentiment, based on the information you have of the teams. Who do you think will, the last two teams, just give me the two teams that you think, and you can defend why you said so.
Okay, for me, definitely a finalist is coming from North Africa, because I believe North African football over the years, they've just ran their football associations in a dignified manner. So I know a North African will be in there, and a West African.
I like the politician in him. Huh?
Senegal.
He's running for presidency.
Not North Africa or West Africa, Western Africa. Yes, Northern Africa.
Yes. For me, a team like Senegal has shown consistency.
Very.
So Senegal versus Morocco or Egypt for me.
Okay, cool. Who are your two finalists? By the way, if Senegal make the final, beside Egypt, who made three finals, they were winning both all of them, Senegal will become the second team to reach the final of Afcon 3 editions in a row. So that just saying, if they reach the final.
I think Senegal and Morocco.
Whoa.
There's certain things that you forget the sentiments of one.
No, I know, but you
gotta look at where everybody is at the moment. You gotta look at the likes of Sadio Mane. There's a group of players that this is their last legacy games that they're gonna be able to say this is our how we leave the Senegalese team.
So it is Senegal, and the second one is Morocco, based on the exploit in the World Cup.
Morocco,
And they
based
kept
on
the same
their,
team.
they've been a growing team, and they are, based on what's happening in their country in terms of keeping up the under 19, the under 17, the under 20s. This is the group that has been given everything to be able to say, let us be able to achieve, and they've done well, and this is their hour.
Don't forget, from home, keep sending us those pictures, keep sending us your comments, and give us your two teams that you believe they will be in final. For me, I want to be surprised. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. But there is a question I wanted to ask very quickly. Have you realized that Ghanaian players are not as big as they used to be? Now they are smaller. Probably because majority of them, they did not grow up in Ghana. Well, until next time, you join us in this Fut-Afrique channel. We started the excitement of African Cup of Nations. It is all happening in the Côte d'Ivoire 2023. We have Fut-Afrique on SABC 1, @1-2 on Saturday, and we have Game On at 2 o'clock. Don't miss those shows. But from Mpho and Adelani, they will be here during the Afcon. We'll be doing a wash along. Until next time, I am Christophe Bongo. Say au revoir.
I saw a cherry and it was red.